Graziella on www.graziellaTV.com. Serving up a hot dish of this and of that. Only on GraziellaTV.com. Be there.
Hello and welcome to the Fit Foodie on Graziella TV. I'm your host, Graziella Barata. Thanks for joining me in another fabulous episode of the Fit Foodie on GTV, where I serve up a hot dish of this and that. Today, I'm going to be making for you a fancy dinner, lamb and quinoa royale, fit for a queen. Okay, so first we're going to start with the vegetable preparation. We're going to be making quinoa with carrots, mushrooms, and a little secret ingredient, which I'll tell you about later. But we want to start with washing our leeks, and leeks are a very tricky vegetable because there's tons of sand inside the little leaves. So what you want to do is cut the leeks into little circles. Okay, just little discs, and after you're done cutting them, then you rewash them. So wash it first on the outside, and then wash the little rings to get all of that sand out after. Okay, and you want to stop chopping where it gets really dark green because this part is not very tender. So all the way up to the dark green part, stop there. Now I'm going to put the leeks in a strainer. And we're doing this first so that they can dry well because they're going to be the topping for our dish. So we want them to get nice and dry so that we can fry them lightly so that they can become really crisp. After you're done washing them, put them in between two paper towels. You want to pat them dry so that you get all the water out. If you try frying these when they're full of water, it's not a pretty scene. You squirt oil into your eye, that's not good. I've done that. Okay, so I'm going to let these air dry now, just leave them out. And now we're gonna start with the mushrooms. So I'm taking out the stems because they're not very tender. And here I've got baby bello mushrooms. So it's going to result in about a cup of chopped up baby bello mushrooms. So this is going to be a part of our quinoa, which is a wonderful grain. It's gluten-free and it's really high in fiber and protein. I love cutting mushrooms. It actually reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. If you've seen that, you know what I mean. Next, I'm going to chop up the carrots. So I've got 3 large to medium-sized carrots. Okay, now that I've chopped up my mushrooms and carrots, I'm going to get 2 shallots ready and dice them finely. I like to keep everything on the same cutting board so that it's really easy to just bring to the stove. And also you dirty less dishes. Instead of putting stuff in bowls, I just keep it nicely organized on my cutting board. Ooh, these are gonna make me cry. Don't make me cry. Shallots. Don't cry for me. Shallots. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to chop 1 garlic clove. You know how that goes. Now I'm going to take all of these veggies to the stove. Okay, I'm going to heat my stove to medium and pour in a little extra virgin olive oil. Just enough to coat the pan. And I'm going to add first the shallots and garlic. So I've got it all sectioned off very neatly here. I'm going to add the shallots and garlic first. Okay, I'm going to let that saute for a little bit. And while that sautés, we're going to prepare the marinade for our lamb. Okay, so here I've got 4 lamb chops ready to be marinated. I'm going to start with some extra virgin olive oil. And we're going to simply do some salt and pepper. I'm going to add some French thyme, about 1.5 teaspoons. It's going to really give a great flavor to the lamb. And then the other flavors are going to come from our wonderful topping. And our secret ingredient today is black truffle oil. This is super, super flavorful, and it's going to be combined with the leeks later on to top the lamb and our quinoa vegetable mixture. So let's get the lamb out. And this really doesn't need to marinate for long. So you just want to put it in as you're getting your vegetables ready and your quinoa cooked. So simply place the lamb chops right into the marinade. I've got 4 here. Make sure you coat each side evenly. Get this out of the way. So you want to make sure that the marinade gets well into each piece of lamb. So kind of massage it in there. Perfect. I'm going to leave this here for a little bit longer, and let's check on the quinoa. Okay, now we're going to add our mushrooms to the shallot and garlic mixture frying. You want to let some of the water come out of the mushrooms first before you put the carrots. If you hear that sizzle, that's the water coming out of the mushrooms. So I'm going to leave them untouched, and I'm going to top them with some salt, pepper, and thyme. I seasoned twice here so that it's really, really flavorful. So you want to get the salt, pepper, and thyme into the mushroom, onion, and garlic first, and then later on again when you add your quinoa. Not too much, save a little salt for later. And I'm putting about a teaspoonful of thyme. We're also going to save our truffle oil for the very end so that the flavor is really, really bold and robust. Now I'm going to heat the grill up for the lamb. I'm going to put it on high and get the lamb going right away because this only takes about 15 to 25 minutes to cook. Give the grill a few seconds to heat up. Turn the lamb over. Make sure it's well seasoned. This is also great done on a barbecue. Okay, now let's check up on this. Give it a little stir. Looks like all of that water has come out of the mushrooms. Now let's add our carrots. And now I'm going to add about 2 cups of chicken stock. I'm going to bring this to high. And now it's time for the quinoa. I always eye everything, but this is about 1.5 cups of quinoa. So give that a little stir and come back in just a minute. Now I'm going to come back with some more salt and pepper. It's about enough. And some extra pepper. Great. So the lamb is looking good. Now we're going to get our leek topping ready. So all I need in this small pan here is a little bit of olive oil. It's a non-stick pan, so I don't need too much. And we're going to start frying our leeks. You have to make sure you pay close attention with this dish because everything is about timing with it. Check the quinoa, make sure the lamb's doing well, oil's heating up. Great. Now, let's lower this heat a little bit to simmer, and we're going to cover our quinoa. And remember, the last thing we're going to do is add the truffle oil. It's black truffle oil. Great, let's check this lamb out. Lamb is looking good. Another minute and then we're going to flip them. Now I'm going to put the leeks in. They were in this paper towel drying. So just drop them in. And you also want to season the leeks as well. So some salt and pepper. Now let's flip the lamb. Perfect. This one's kind of stuck. All right, there we go. That's looking great. Let's check on these leeks, how they're doing. Now I'm going to take the leeks off. They've gotten nice and crisp and brown. And we're going to just drizzle them with a little bit of the black truffle oil, which is very potent. So you don't want to put any more than about a teaspoonful. Just a little drizzle. Great, let's check our quinoa. That's looking wonderful. Now, let's give it a little stir. So it starts to grow just like rice or pasta. It needs just a few more minutes. And in these last few minutes, I'm going to drizzle some of this. So I'm going to do about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a quarter. Let's cover that for a few more minutes. Let's see how this lamb's doing. That looks great. Just about another 2 minutes on the lamb and we're good to go. And lastly, I'm going to chop up some fresh parsley. Get rid of those thick stems. Perfect. Now it's time to plate our lamb and quinoa royale. This is all good to go. So first, we're going to plate the vegetable quinoa. I smell that truffle oil. Some of that thyme. Delicious. Okay, that goes first. Next, we're going to get the lamb, put it on top. There we go. And we're going to get our leeks and just put a few of those on top of the lamb. Now that we've got our leeks, we're going to top it with some fresh parsley. And there we are, our lamb and quinoa royale, a meal fit for royalty. Now it's time for me to taste it. This is my favorite part. Oh, this lamb looks so good. This really is a dinner fit for a queen. Hey, get your own dinner. Hey! Thank you so much for watching the Fit Foodie on Graziella TV. And don't forget to like us on facebook.com/Graziella TV. And before I forget, the fan of the week is, drum roll please, George Kamen. Thank you so much for watching and supporting Graziella TV. I'll see you next time.